welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Here we are, Wednesday already. Making our way to the weekend. Beautiful week here in South Florida. This is the time to be here. I saw people ranking out how they prefer months. And for the rest of the country, February is ranked 11th out of 12. But I got to tell you, here in South Florida, I would put February top 5.
Yes, and I would put August as the shittiest one of the year. I can't stand August.
August, September.
Yep.
And I'd probably say July, August, September. It goes in that. Those to me are the bottom 3.
I would agree with you.
Yeah. Now I do enjoy October because you get into the Halloween and it starts to turn a bit. Your November, December, fantastic, fine. No problems. I would say, if I had to rank, how would you put it in order of the months? Only talking about South Florida. April is up there. April's good. March is good. February is good. April might be my number 1 with March 2, and then maybe May 3, and then February 4. February's top 5, like I said.
I love me some October.
October is good because you do have Halloween, you have everything. It's still a little bit warmer, not in pristine weather. You don't hit that until second week of November. And December's pretty awesome, too.
See, it's weird.
Be top
I
5.
feel like some years we get some nice, cozy Christmases, or it's very Halloween-y out. And then there's other, you go, wow, this is crotch sweat weather.
Yeah, it even seems now, even your November, December is kind of unpredictable as far as rain. You still get sometimes a little bit more wetness in there. But then, yeah, this time of year, your February and your March, this is when we get dry, every day sunny, and it's beautiful. So we're right there. I'm excited. I already had a buddy say, hey, lock this date in. We're going to be doing some spring training. I'm like, that's right. That's coming up. We're not far away from that at all. That's usually around Valentine's that the pitchers and catchers show up. So we're within 2 weeks of spring training action happening here.
I'm trying to get my father, one Randy Pennington, to go to a spring training game. Maybe we can go together.
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to hang out with your dad. It'd be a good time.
I might have a cane, but
it's all right. It'd be okay. You know what? Your handicap might get us some good access.
You know what I saw at the antique shop? A lot of canes.
But were they blinged out?
No, they were like had a story, like old and weathered. I was holding one of them and I was like, ooh, I think I'm kind of vibing the old man that used this. Like intricately carved, beautiful wood canes that have like a haunting story.
I want to bedazzle it up too with a bunch of.
Oh, you want it to be pimp.
I kind of want it to be pimp.
Do you want the velour suit? Do you want the boa?
I want to go all out. Yeah, I just don't know if my ass is going to be able to lift my leg into a suit week 1.
Have they recommended that you get a cane or a walker or something to that level?
Yeah, I believe the first 2 weeks I'm in a walker. The third week I cane it up. And then by the end of the month I should start to... They want you up there moving. You just can't move that great.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be easy breezy cover girl, but I don't think it's going to be, the worst either.
The recovery time is so much less than it used to be just like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We know multiple people that have gone through this and said they are so happy they did it. They were only down for like a week and then they were just like so pain-free.
I think you start to see me coming back to normal week 3-ish.
Okay.
So,
do you have a rehabilitation schedule where they are going to be working to make sure you got good movement on that?
Yeah, I believe all that kind of comes with it.
Okay. Do they do house calls? Because they did for my father-in-law when he did his knee replacement surgery. They had somebody come over to the house.
You're asking me a lot of questions.
Okay, sorry.
You don't have home health set up? Oh, boy.
I just know when
Maybe he doesn't need home health because he's got a nurse already on standby.
Okay. That's what it takes, somebody that
You do need a little help.
Someone to sponge bathe your nether regions. Do we have anybody volunteering over there?
I would say any kind of operation. It is considered major surgery. It's elective, but they call it major, and you can tell because they give you the whole. You could have a stroke. You could have a heart attack. One of the.
You could have a blood clot. You could die.
They have to say all that stuff.
They do.
It was basically the same kind of speech they gave me for the kidney donation. You know.
And look at you. You're fine.
I'm in my fucking prime. What are you talking about?
I would think the kidney would be at a higher level, more severe than doing the hip replacement, maybe, from what I've heard about it.
Yes, for surgery-wise, the kidney was it's way greater of risk and pain and all that. But I was lucky. We did a snack pack show. I don't think it was recommended, but by the end of my third week of recovering from donating the kidney, we were at Halloween Horror Nights doing a full-on snack pack show.
Yeah.
And hey, look, I'm still standing. Well, not really, but
You're still limping.
I'm still
limping.
After all this time.
Yeah. I like that.
Looking like a crippled man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There was an announcement today. Did you see Elton John is hinting at a new album? That'd be kind of cool. Like to hear some new Elton John.
I thought he retired.
I thought he did too.
Stop
It was
saying
touring. That was from touring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's not going to do where he's on a tour going city to city. He'll do a couple one-off shows. But yeah, he said he was going to continue to do music. So he said he's not retiring from that. Just it was too much of a burden to go and travel. And I think it is for a lot of people. You're seeing a lot of people want to do those residencies because it's just a lot easier for y'all come to me rather than me come to you.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Makes a lot of sense. Today is National Fart Day, so you can go and celebrate. We were talking about some of the best fart scenes in movies, and got an email here about one we forgot. They think the best fart scene from a movie is from Jim Carrey's Liar Liar. He runs out of the elevator with all the people inside of it after he farted, but because he can't lie, he has to admit that he's the one that did it. That's a good concept.
Have you guys seen that movie? Do you remember it?
I saw it once, and I think it was not too far after it came out. So that was in the 90s, so I haven't seen it in 30 years.
I want to say it was 96 or 97 because I was playing baseball at Broward, and I remember my buddy was so pissed off because he was a huge Jim Carrey fan, and he had seen the movie. I go, well, how was it? It's like, Jim Carrey cries in this movie. Can you fucking believe that shit? Like, why is that a big deal?
He thought he was a pansy?
He just goes, it was a different kind of movie, man.
Jim jumped a shark?
And it did it. And it did not
Him
affect.
crying, did it?
Yeah, but it didn't affect the movie at all.
Huh.
I always thought that was weird that he got so offended by that.
You don't like men in tears, huh?
I guess not. Shit.
Real men don't cry.
Well, I don't know why he was my teammate then. I cried a couple at bats.
You're a straight up bitch. How could he even associate with you?
There's nothing worse, baseball and tears.
You're more of a bitch than I am, and I'm an actual bitch.
That is humorous when any athlete, if they ever start crying because they failed, you allow it if they succeed. You're like, oh, that's great, good for you. But yeah, if you fail and you cry, it's rough.
Senior year in high school, because I did not have a very good baseball year that year, and I felt like I let my coach down, and I was trying not to cry. So after our team meeting, like, hey, coach, I just wanted to let you know, I'm so sorry.
I let you down.
And I could tell he was like, oh, fuck, this guy's going through something.
I can't handle this. Where's the assistant coach? I gotta dump this kid off on somebody.
The assistant coach wanted nothing to do with that.
Yeah. And we were talking earlier about the Grammys. The ratings down a bit, but the interaction was huge. Over 100 million interactions that happened on social media. And one thought on this, they said, I felt the Grammys was special this year because they had all 8 Best New Artist nominees perform, which I don't remember that happened in the past. 3 had their own productions with Sabrina Carpenter, who's a good dancer, doing her thing. Doechii, really good. And best of all, Chappell Roan. That girl's got it. And the 5 others performed one after the other in the same segment. I thought that added to the show. I think that is cool, and it is neat because I'm a big fan of new music. I love to see up-and-coming artists. I love to discover them. I think it's fun to see them. And I think oftentimes artists, when they first launch onto the scene, boy, they are hungry, and they're coming for it. And some of their best music of their career always happens early in their career.
Well, back in the day, I used to get excited because they would release the all-live performance performances from the Grammys, a month later at your CD stores. You'd get all the whole show, but just the music. And I loved that shit. I mean, I think that's why people tune in.
Right.
It's for the live performances.
Yeah, it is. It was cool, and I thought they were good. There were some very great performances, and that is kind of a fun thing to see artists doing different songs and partnered up with somebody you don't normally see them with.
That Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars thing with the California tribute, that sounded great.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a highlight for me.
Yeah, and they raised a good bit of money. I think it was over $9 million for the fire victims that had happened in Southern California.
That's beautiful.
And that fire aid benefit show they did, that's already raised over $100 million to support the victims of the Los Angeles wildfires.
I wonder how much that really takes care of.
Great question.
Does that build, 3 houses and a
Who's
street?
doing the accounting on that said tribute concert? Like, how many do people? How do you qualify for that? Who gets it? Is it equal disbursement? Like,
Yeah. They probably have a breakdown, I would assume, on their website of who they're giving it to and for what. But yeah, that's
you just
really,
hope that someone doesn't have their fingers in the pudding.
You never know. I mean, that's the whole thing that always happens when it comes to these things. That's one of the big stories that's happening right now, even with our own government, is
Can't trust humans.
Elon going in there and shopping stuff. So
Can't trust robots either.
Wasteful spending. Yeah, I can't really trust any of it.
I think the only thing you could trust are animals, and you can't trust those fuckers
No,
either.
they'll fucking scratch your forehead wide open. Yeah. I'm over here reeling from my encounter with Mr. Owl.
The Fire Aid drew 50 million viewers. You had Green Day, Billie Eilish, Lady Gaga, Stevie Wonder, Jelly Roll. Of course, he's not missing any event.
Jelly Roll. He rolls into every event.
His schedule's unbelievable.
He spreads his jelly.
I see him on more podcasts than I even do on the stage singing. He is podcasting it up.
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
I don't know how he's doing this. He is everywhere doing everything. He never has a day off. He's always somewhere. Katy Perry, Nirvana. The Nirvana thing was really cool. Did you see that? Where it was Dave Grohl's daughter?
Oh, that's cool.
He was playing drums. I think it was All Apologies is the one I saw.
And Katy Perry was singing, you say?
No.
Did I just make that up?
Yeah. No, I said Katy Perry.
He said Katy Perry before.
But then I moved on.
Katy Perry in the Nirvana tribute doesn't feel good.
It does
That's
not.
what I was wondering.
Yeah, no.
That makes me itchy.
Yeah. It was Dave Grohl's daughter that was doing the singing. They had Chris Novoselic, who is the former bass player, and then I think it was Pat Smear that was playing guitar. He's in Foo Fighters. But it sounded good. No Doubt sounded good. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Dave Grohl needs to do something sweet with his kids and try to so people forget what he did to his wife.
Yeah, he's putting out a couple other fires.
He's got his own fire.
Yeah, I think he just said, you know what? He realized, man, I'm losing everything.
They can't boo me if I have my kid with me on stage.
I mean, it is a tactic.
It is a tactic.
It would have been cool. Maybe I also bring his dog on stage. His little kid and a dog.
It's probably a bartering with his wife, too, because I think that's their biological daughter together, and she's probably so pissed at him and having a hard time forgiving. And he's like, okay, well, if I build up my daughter's career and get her going, this is where you still need me and need me close to the family so I can work with her and groom her and get her ready.
Look over here. Look over here.
Oh, yeah.
I swear I have valuable attributes. I swear.
I mean, what he did, you father a child with another woman, a groupie, and yeah, you're talking about years in the doghouse. He's probably going to be paying this off for a decade.
Especially if she had no idea any of this. If she really thought he was being loyal to her.
Right.
Because I've heard of other situations where they let the rock star play as long as they can't really see it and they don't throw it in their face. Yeah, if if she didn't see it coming, she's fucking pissed.
The rumors are that they both were doing their own thing, and she was hooking up with one of his friends.
Really?
On the property. And now, coincidentally, she's in a relationship with that friend, former friend of Kevin's. They all used to be like buddy-buddy together, and now, I don't know. That's the rumor that I had heard. At least for the short term, she had been like hanging out with him.
Okay.
Of Kevin's. Who's
Kevin Costner.
Oh, Kevin Costner guy. Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Dave Grohl, I thought.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I mixed Kevin Costner into
I'm
Dave
like,
Grohl.
I was so lost in that. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
I got my two cheating guys confused.
I was like, huh? I'm like, where
Then
are
she
we
drops
right
the
now?
name Kevin.
Yeah.
I go, you talking about Ralston?
I'm like, I don't know what's going on here.
Sorry, I got my cheating guys confused in my head.
Does that make the top for the worst of the week?
Yeah,
It should.
That's in there.
Yeah.
Anytime you can get a what the fuck you talking about out of Kevin Ralston.
I was so confused.
Face. And then I'm thinking, oh shit, did I get this wrong?
Oh, I thought it was me. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything because I'm going, I must have blacked out or something.
No,
right?
I got Kevin Costner and Dave Grohl stories mixed up. I'm so
All
sorry.
three of us thought we fucked up that story.
I'm like,
No,
I'm not going to say
I
anything
did.
because I am lost right now. I missed something very important that they're talking about.
That was me.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
We haven't collectively won any radio awards.
Let me see a couple other things that are going on. These are kind of a low simmer scandal stuff. I haven't really delved into the person that is in Amelia Perez, Carla Sofia Gascon. She's the first openly transgender actress nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, she plays Emilia Perez.
It's kind of interesting because, I think she was being patted on the back and, put on a pedestal and propped up. And then they kind of looked at some comments that she'd made here.
Uh-oh. They did a deep dive?
Yeah. There was a journalist, Sarah Hagee, that shared past posts in which Gascon was critical of Muslim culture, also critical of the George Floyd case. In fact, she wrote, I really believe that very few ever cared about George Floyd, a scammer drug addict. And so I think a lot of the liberals that had, propped her up and said, okay, this is the hero that we need, started looking and be like, wait a minute, you can't say that about George Floyd. You can't go in on Muslim culture. And she also went in on the inclusive direction of the Oscars, which that's odd if you're a openly transgender actress, right? That was what you'd be critical of. And in 2022, she had a comment about Selena Gomez, who wound up being her co-star in Amelia Perez. She called Selena Gomez a rich rat who couldn't stop bothering Justin Bieber and his wife, Haley.
Damn, rich rat?
Damn. And they worked together after that?
Yes, because she made the comment in 2022. They made the movie right after that.
Did Selena know she said that?
I don't know.
She does now.
Oh, yeah, she does now. If we know, she know.
Wow. Okay. That would be awkward, I would think, right? If you make that kind of comment.
Well, I think anytime anyone gets popular and starts to get some shine, guess what happens? Deep dive time. What did you tweet? What did you say?
And there's always going to be people that want to bring you down.
Yeah, and that's, what's perplexing about that is that, yeah, she had been embraced and put on a pedestal, and then the same people, I believe, that put her on the pedestal is like, oh, wait a minute, we got to get her down off that pedestal. Yeah, that's not good.
Maybe she's not the one we should be lifting up.
Yeah, you just,
Maybe it was a good idea that you didn't give a good review.
yeah, right.
I don't know anything about her personal life, but yeah. It was a crazy movie because think about it. She's French, and the movie's in Spanish.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. Like, that's pretty wild to me. Just the range that everybody had to do. Like, the director's French. She's French. Selena Gomez speaks English. Like, what? All these people are like, whoa, coming at it from different worlds.
Yeah, and I had heard on a quick segment, they were talking about how they're using AI now to enhance accents so they sound more realistic. And somebody was going in on Selena Gomez's accent when she was speaking Spanish in that movie.
But she's actually really Mexican. So, although she wasn't raised in Mexico, like, why would you go in on Selena? She's authentically Mexican.
I think if you have an ear for it, you can hear it.
Anytime we do any kind of bit where someone's going to speak in Spanish, or we always get someone saying, this is wrong, this doesn't sound right.
Oh, yeah.
Every single time.
I try to really never say any words in Spanish because every time I do, people are like, oh,
But even when people speak
you're hurting
Spanish,
my ears. Yeah.
Kevin, you're disgusting.
I know, yeah.
but even when you speak Spanish too, people they get criticized for it. So
People just love to criticize.
They do. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to it.
we're getting criticized for this segment right now.
Are you reading it in
In
real
English
time?
and in Spanish.
It's good. Cover all Roll Bones.
I can't see. I actually can't read the comments. I can't see.
He lost his readers.
And then for Selena Gomez, you remember the tearful post that she had put up on Instagram?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
She's lost 800,000 followers since she made that post.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah. Yes, she is.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She was at least once upon a time the most followed on Instagram. I don't know where that puts her right now.
Oh my gosh, that had to be like half of her. How many followers did she have?
She's got a lot. I
She
mean,
had
millions.
a lot.
Yeah.
I think Snoop lost 500,000 on
Okay.
one of his
Yep.
platforms. I don't think he gave a fuck as he's lighting up a blunt in the car addressing the situation.
He does not give a fuck, and he puffed out.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I assume with being a celebrity of that level, about anything you choose to do is going to be highly criticized, and you'll lose fans no matter what you do.
Especially if you're going to go out there and speak anything political on any level, the internet's going to go crazy.
It's tough. Yeah, no, it's a really tough time to say a lot of things about anything because, unfortunately, a lot of the topics I like to talk about really have nothing to do with politics, but somehow it's been strangled and grabbed into politics. And you talk about a movie like Amelia Perez, the next thing you know, it's like, oh my gosh, I got political.
It's kind of a fun game to play. Just give me any word and then try to make it political because you can do that. For kielbasa, the prices of kielbasa are up. Damn, whatever administration.
Yeah.
It's the president's fault, is it? Owl scratching your forehead. Make it political.
Well, it's not our national animal, damn it.
He's mad.
He's mad.
Got an email from John. He said, I was kind of curious as to where I could catch old Weird and Whatever podcasts. They're not always uploaded to Spotify. And I hear Jaybird talk about how they had a show, but it's not there to listen to. So I was kind of wondering if there are other ways to get a hold of it and other past episodes.
It is. They're all on Spotify. They are all on there. They're also all on YouTube.
Okay, YouTube, you can actually watch them.
YouTube, you can watch it. Spotify, you can listen to it. And they all should be on there. Denny's uploads them every single week. So there might be a...
Is this guy calling Denny's out?
It sounds like he is. It sounds like he's basically calling Denny's a dick.
Damn! Why you call Denny's a dick?
No, I'm almost 99. I'm almost 96% sure that they're on Spotify. They should be.
We're 84% positive.
Yeah, Denny's does a great job of doing that, and they're easy to find on our YouTube. All you have to do is just hit live, go to the icons, go to your live, and all of our live broadcasts will come up, and in order.
And they're in categories as well, on YouTube at least. So if you go to YouTube and you go through Weird and Whatever, all the Weird and Whatever should come up right up there.
That I'm about 68% sure of, Kevin. But yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Yes, they're out there.
Yeah, so if you, for instance, want to watch If You Love Do It Bitch is just an example, and you want to see, I got to do a Do It Bitch marathon, you can do that on YouTube. You go through, and they're all, organized by Do It Bitches. So all the ones that we've ever done are up there on YouTube that way.
Yeah, there is a whole little icon button. I think some people don't realize it. As you can see it right here, you've got your shorts, your videos, your live, all that stuff. Just hit that, and it should go in the order that it was uploaded. So if it was live from yesterday, that should be one of the first ones you see.
But if you want to scroll back to old stuff, you just scroll down.
Yep, and go live, and Weird and Whatever should come up at any point. But yeah, it'll have its own little subgenre as well.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate Panchita. She always does so much great research for me, and she said there is someone that I know in Oklahoma City where you're going to be going here before too long.
Oh, they don't listen to the show, and they don't really like you. But you can have a meetup with them.
Yeah, no, I'm not meeting up with them, but they gave some suggestions.
Oh,
of where to
okay.
go. Yes, I'm not meeting up with them. No. She said the Bricktown Brewery is good to check out.
Okay.
And also Paseo and Uptown. So I will go do my little research to figure out what I'm going to do when I'm in Oklahoma City for several days.
Panchita is a doll, baby.
Oh, we love Panchita. I do see why Virginia gets confused with it. One time me and Virginia went to a party that we thought was all fans of the show.
Okay.
And we're taking pictures of everybody, and the one girl goes to take a picture with me and Virginia. She goes, I don't really like Virginia. I just want Jason.
I was like,
Oh, no.
What's in front of the whole
are we
wow.
going now? This is
It
awkward.
was so so uncomfortable.
It was a birthday party. There was like so many witnesses.
And then she goes, "Oh, no offense."
No offense.
Nah, I just took time out of my day to come to your stupid party.
It was
Wow.
so
It was so awkward.
You do remember that?
Oh, I'll never forget that. Y'all, I'll be on my deathbed going, that bitch, I came to their party.
Well, it was like a teenage. It was so uncomfortable.
It was so uncomfortable.
Wow.
So I get why you fear the situation of meeting up with someone who actually doesn't like you.
It's a great story, though.
And Engineer Keith talking about somebody leaning on your car. Denny's was enraged the other day when he's out walking his dog, and there was somebody that was leaning on his.
He was huffing and puffing privately, though, and said nothing like confrontational. He's a sweet boy.
Yeah, Engineer Keith's letting you know that unless your car is absolutely spotless, it's going to have a thin layer of abrasive grime on it. So if somebody leans on it, they're actually ruining your paint by putting very fine swirls in it. And over time, those fine swirls add up, and your paint looks like garbage.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why you should never go to a car wash that has these spinning brushes, because they're full of abrasive grime, and that's just scratching the hell out of your car.
Unless you go in the back of a truck and then you stay in the truck bed and let those brushes hit you in the head.
Which you've done.
5 different times a day. It's a lot of fun.
You got sick as a dog one of those times.
Hey, at least it wasn't a big old coyote leaning on Denny's car.
Yeah, right. Right, yeah. We found out about those coyotes today, too. Just Denny's was spot on when he took his phone out when a coyote walked up to him and blasted heavy metal.
That's what the coyote strike team had said they wanted to do. That obviously don't want to harm the coyote, but want to just go out there, kind of scare them away.
Redirect.
Shoo, scram, this way.
Yeah.
Go into the next neighborhood.
We still have not met up with the coyote strike team.
I wish I had asked Amy, is it possible to domesticate a wild coyote?
You want me to call her?
I bet from birth.
Yeah, maybe text her.
Okay, I'm going to text her.
I'm just kind of curious. What would be your thoughts if, without knowing, would you? Because they're beautiful creatures, and I saw that one video on Instagram, and a guy goes up to a coyote, puts his hand out like you're supposed to, so they can get the scent. Coyote was just right there, and he starts scritching the coyote, and the coyote was just loving it. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, can you do that? Because I'm like, with my luck, I'm going to go up to a coyote. I'm going to try that. It's going to take my hand right off.
I think at birth probably, and honestly, animals have different personalities. Like that one bear that comes just chilling and sitting by that guy fishing.
Yeah.
That bear could have eaten that guy's head off.
Sure.
But he was just, you know what? This human's fishing. I'm going to enjoy this lake.
Maybe like us, it was just in a good mood. It's like, I just had a fish dinner. I'm feeling great.
Exactly. Got hibernated, slept, feeling just great.
Feeling really good.
Game recognizes game. He loves fish. You love fish.
Now you get him on
mood.
a pissy day.
Right.
And he
Right.
fucks up that fisherman.
Maybe he's in a bear bad mood.
Yeah.
Maybe he
takes you
couldn't
out.
find berries or nuts or whatever he was foraging.
Well, I mean, if there's different temperaments in humans, obviously there's got to be in animals.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I guess that it would. Now, you did something that is probably going to terrify Denny's to come over to your place again. You said you got yourself a tree that was filled with spiders.
Yeah, man.
On purpose?
No. Yeah, I got a tree spider. Hey, Denny's, look.
I got this to fuck with you.
No, I got it at a flower place, and it had all these spiders in it.
You didn't know till you got home?
No, I didn't look until you kind of took it out and started, and there was a ton of spiders, and I go, oh my gosh, Denny's would shit himself.
Jaybird.
That happened to my mom one time. She bought all these cherries from the fruit stand, didn't realize it, gets at home, starts plucking the cherries off, and she said just hundreds of spiders were all over the kitchen.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
I've heard that. That's the thing that has terrified me is I've heard of the black widows getting into produce, and people are fiddling with it when they get home, and those black widows were. Could you imagine a black widow spider coming out of your lettuce?
And
that's horrifying.
let me tell you
Horrifying.
too, these fuckers moved quickly. I mean, luckily it was out in the area where I was kind of doing my shit. They were gone, and who knows where.
Yeah, the only thing I really kind of like about tarantulas is for the most part they seem to be pretty slow.
They do, and
Imagine
methodical.
those things, taking off like that.
That's the most horror. Other than them big ass, was it desert spiders?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're
Yes.
called camel spiders, maybe.
Yes.
Is what they are, and yeah, they look about the size of a small dog, and they run at alarming speeds. Are those the ones too that kind of tuck and roll?
Yes,
so.
and then they look like big giant dust bunnies, and then they stop and they come dust bunnied, and it's a spider.
That's like they had that is in the Star Wars movie, The Phantom Menace. Remember those
Yes.
things? They would roll, and then if you turn into a robot, come up shooting. That's what those spiders remind me
Oh
of.
no, F those spiders.
With the tarantula, the thing that I think freaks everybody out is the fur. It just don't look right.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fangs too. I mean,
It's big, it's size
I
too.
mean,
The
massive
size.
fangs. It's the fangs. It really for me, it's the fangs. Those things are absolutely scary.
All right, Amy wrote back. I wrote, "Can you domesticate a wild coyote?" And she said, "Well, here's where I go weird animal girl. You can't domesticate or tame a wild animal. Now, you can teach them tolerance around humans or situations, but they will always be wild. And in any given situation, their instincts can kick in and they can go nutty on you."
That's what I thought. It's any given, so you never know. You could have a
Yes.
coyote that you're like, this thing, we get along great, and you're 6 months in. You're like, hey, what's up, bud?
Okay, so it's basically just like one of my family members.
Yeah, right.
Got ya.
Ate my niece.
I mean, that's like any human.
It
90% they're cool, 10% they're a dick.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's like the person that's on meth. They're unpredictable. I think that's kind of what a wild animal is. It's just you never know.
Yes, I think if your coyote's all sweet, but let's say it stubbed a paw and you don't know that, a toe, it's all in pain, it's in a bitchy mood, and you go to pet it, and it snaps at you, go, what did I do? Why you being a dick? And that's probably how it is with a lot of animals.
Yeah.
You wonder why your dog all of a sudden is a sweetheart, is a dick to you for a day. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's got, I don't know, snout cuts.
Or maybe like the baby's been pulling his tail all day and you didn't see it. Like, dog's gonna dog.
Yeah, pull a dog's. I've seen that before where the parent just letting the
Kid pull the tail.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
No.
And you're setting up a bad situation in your house. Eventually, the dog is going to be like, all right, I've had enough of this.
I feel like parents that let their kids do that, the parents drunk.
Yeah. 9 out of 10 drunk parents let their kid pull the dog tail.
That's a real fact.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Let's see, another email that we got here from Christina. She heard what was on my mind today, and I see in the radio trades and all that stuff, they're announcing the passing of our friend Ace Cannon, who was with the Ace and TJ show in Charlotte. And he is 56 years old, very talented guy. A big loss. And Christina said, yeah, we just lost an incredible guy during Christmas break who took his own life. And he was always smiling and joking around. You never would have imagined him as somebody to be depressed or even be close to something like that. It is a good lesson, I think, for everybody today. Now, Ace had been struggling with some things. And look, that's why I appreciate life. And anybody who's going through it, I get it. I think we all struggle. And man, I see what he went through. I'm like, that could easily be me.
Absolutely.
Your life could spin out of control. If one of my children would pass before I would, I can't tell you the headspace I would be in. Where I would go from there, I don't know. And then if I lost, my radio job and what I've been connected to, and if my marriage then fell apart and everything, look,
That's a spiral.
It is. That's life, and man, it can get dark real fast.
Your mental health and your thoughts is everything.
It really is.
Without good thoughts in your head, you can get into a dark place. Any of us could go down that road.
Mm-hmm.
I feel crappy
I
because
appreciate it.
I was corresponding with him, and I should have done more. I'm looking back at the text thread with him, and I'm like, why didn't I just tell him to come down to Florida and come hang out with us for a bit, or offer some kind of lifeline?
It just makes you realize that.
I'm so mad at myself about this.
Give yourself some grace, because I'm sure there's a lot of people saying the same thing.
Sure.
And you're not the reason why all this happened.
I know, but I just feel like I didn't do enough.
But it's a good message, though. I think a lot of people don't realize how much enthusiasm or a pat on the back or just a kind compliment can do for someone's mood and uplift them. And it's really an important thing.
Mm-hmm. It does.
When everything is dark, you got to be a light for somebody who's going through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. So just appreciate. Look, we all have our demons and dark spots. Just that's part of the human condition. And to Bird's point, if you can breadcrumb some nice things on people, do that. And if you can ever be an ear to listen to and try to help people out, there's something to that. So very sad. And, my best goes out to his family and former coworkers and anybody who knew him, because he was an amazing guy. That it just things kind of spun out of control for him, unfortunately, and it's an appreciation to all of you if things are going well in your life, to every single day that it is. Be thankful. So we're all going through it. So appreciate that thought and that email. You can always get through to us, mail at kvjshow.com. We're working our way to the weekend. Another beautiful week, sunshine, all that kind of stuff. And you want to talk about something good for the mental health? I took a little walk yesterday, just 15, 20 minutes. Man, it is a good time to be alive and be here in South Florida. So go and enjoy your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.